it onto my main office computer, or heck, it doesn't even have to touch the main office computer's hard disk. It can go straight from flash drive to file server. And extract all, extract. MEI. I mean, we have no audio drivers. I mean, this is pretty much as bare bones gets for a Windows install. There's a big old peak right there. This is the audio driver, if you can't tell. Fun fact, Realtek likes to prefix a lot of their a lot of their DLLs and stuff with RTL or RTK. And let's take care of the LAN controller drivers. Of course, Asus has to put their own stuff in there. Then once we have all the zip files extracted, we can just go and I want to do that. We can just go and delete these zip files right off the desktop. And there we go. I'm gonna go back and unmount this drive. This PC. Okay, I guess that isn't very I guess this is kind of persistent only over reboots. Anyways, close that. I'm gonna go ahead and drill into these folders and run the Asus setup.exe files. Automatically run WinSat. Now, these drivers are actually intended for Windows 8.1. No, I will restart this machine later. There's the Intel graphics driver done. Let's move on to RAID. IRS-2 driver, I accept. I really like these Intel installation programs. I mean, they're just speedy click-throughs. They don't have ads. They don't have ads or garbage or anything like that. You just run the executable file, accept the license agreement, and run through the rest. I mean, and then tell it restart later if you want to restart the computer later. And next thing's next. Intel Management Engine Components. I mean, that one was only three next menus. It was like run it, accept, next, install. And there we go. Please wait while the product is being installed. Of course, you have successfully installed the following components. No, I'll restart later and finish. Oh, whoop, nope. Yes, and this will give us our sound. this install shield wizard version must have been manufactured right around the Windows XP days. Well, that was a one-click install. And of course, it's going to want us to reboot the computer when we get done with it. Install shield wizard is installing. There's the sound icon. Yeah, no speakers or headphones are plugged in. Install shield wizard complete. No, I will reboot later and finish. Let's install the LAN drivers. I mean, Asus really makes this super simple. I mean, you just find the Asus setup executable file and install it. Not install it. You don't install an executable file, you run an executable file. I mean, you literally just find the Asus setup executable file and run it. It's that freaking simple. And it just disconnected the LAN. And we're back online. Finish. And that is it. I'm going to go ahead and reboot the machine. And then we're going to get around to installing some software. Of course, the computer's going to reboot. Yeah. One of the quickest boot ups I've ever seen, but I mean, then again, Linux on my computer, on my main computer, does boot faster. User, welcome. Now, those stripes aren't actually those dark and bright stripes aren't actually happening on my monitor. It's just camera artifacting. I still have this piece of a cut zip tie. And here we are, back in. Go ahead and empty the recycle bin. Okay. Of course, we now have Intel graphics properties and options. Let's set the background back to the default Windows background, but change this. I mean, this is too distracting. This is too bright and distracting, in my opinion. There we go. Save changes. Yeah. Let's get this store icon off the desktop. And we're going to run Internet Explorer, which is iExplore.exe. And the reason I'm doing the run dialog box method of launching Internet Explorer is because I can put iExplore.exe and then the website I want to go to directly after that. I don't have to go through 1,500 redirects to MSN, hogs, and all that jazz. Just got to hit that. I just got to plug that in, and it takes me straight to 99.com, which is a software installation utility website. I also have some stuff on the file server that I'm going to want to check out. Of course, it's got to find some stuff. Alrighty. Alright, I have that. So I don't even need to run this. So I mean, I can just pull that off of there. Copy this to the desktop. Close that and run that. It says preparing setup. And I may have to go into my firewall server and unblock some ports. See if Windows Update's doing anything. Nope. All of our drivers appear to have installed and initialized successfully, judging by the tray icons I'm seeing in the hidden tray icons menu. Yes. And here we go. Now our internet is quite slow. So this is going to have to sit here and run. This is going to have to sit here and run for a little while. So yeah, it's probably going to be tomorrow morning tomorrow afternoon actually, or late tonight whenever I check back. That's my dog landing pawing at the check room door. Yeah, it's probably going to be late tonight or tomorrow, mid-morning or afternoon, whenever we check back and see how things are doing. And well, this is going to stay exactly like it is right now. Camera configuration isn't going to change. I may mess with the exposure to compensate for sunlight, but other than that, it's all going to stay the same. It's all going to stay the same, and I'm probably going to charge the camera up. Well, let's see. I got 38 minutes left on the battery, though it's still showing 3/4 battery. Yeah, I'm gonna charge the camera up, and well, check back later. Okay, it is not 1:56 p.m. Let me change that real quick. It is 12:56 p.m. I'm gonna need to go in and unblock. I'm gonna need to go into my firewall server and unblock the port used by the Windows Time service. Change date and time. Okay, there we go. That's fixed. I have everything done here. Everything is done with this machine. Here, let's take. Yes, I do have Classic Start installed because this start screen thing is completely atrocious. Anyways, we go to Control Panel. Don't know how that got switched to large icons by default. Anyways, I have 7-zip, the 5 standard run times, Adobe Air, Shockwave, Adobe Air, Adobe Shockwave, Silverlight, and Java, and Flash, I think. Yeah, anyways, I have 7-zip, Adobe Air, Adobe Shockwave, Audacity, Classic Shell, QPDF, Dropbox, GIMP, Google Chrome, Greenshot, all the standard drivers, Java, and Java 64-bit, Silverlight, apparently there's a couple C++ redistributables on here, Mozilla Firefox, OpenOffice, more drivers, Skype, Sumatra PDF, and VLC Media Player. I also pushed out a new nut I installed in my file server. Alrighty. Yeah, I pushed this out 6/1/2018 at 11:25 a.m. That's what it says. Yeah. Properties. Yeah, I pushed this. Yeah, I pushed this out about pushed this out an hour ago, according to Windows. Accessed it 6 hours ago. Created it 8 hours ago. So, anyways, you know what? Okay, I'm not gonna mess with the read-only property. Anyways, yeah. The old one was missing some important stuff, and it also had some unnecessary stuff. Now, I might put on a computer being built for a developer or something like that, but this is just going to be a standard office PC or whatnot. But anyways, we finished up with this machine. Yes, this computer is operating on a 1 gigabit connection. New connection settings, network. Yeah. IPv4 address is whatever the DHCP server automatically assigned it. My Cisco Linksys EA6300 router is operating in bridge mode, so it's effectively acting as an access point and a network switch. So it's relying on DNS. So it's relying on the DNS server on my firewall machine. So anyways, IPv4 address is whatever the firewall server's DHCP server gave it. The DNS servers are provided by the DNS servers are Google's 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. I gave the firewall server those, so it's just passing those on to clients. The LAN controller manufacturer is Realtek. Description is Realtek PCIe GBE 4 gigabit Ethernet family controller. Driver version is 8.38.115.2015, and the physical address is E03F49EB684A. I mean, sure, we can copy this if we want to, but why bother? Yeah, if we want to see exactly what's going on, exactly what speed we're operating at here, and it's just a matter of drilling down in network and internet, network and sharing center, change adapter settings, so we're clicking on Ethernet, and looking at the speed, which is 1 gigabit per second. Now, I mean, if we really want to, we can assign this thing a static IP address, but why? Anyways, we are just about finished with this machine. I have everything genericized except the drivers, of course. Now, I tried sysprep, but it wanted me to plug in an activation key. Speaking of, I'll probably get that away from the camera and whatnot. No Windows 8 key for you. Anyways, yeah. I mean, we are pretty much done here. If you want to know what theme I'm using for classic shell, skin is Metro. My options are show user picture, show username, center the username, and show icon frames, and those are the only 4 things checked. So, anyways, we're gonna take one last trip. I just did some freaking Windows updates. Just restart. It's probably gonna want to work on updates, which, well, if it does, we'll whoop-de-doo. Which it did it. We're gonna take one last trip into setup. As you can see, 6,144 megabytes of DDR3 operating at 1333 megahertz. We have that Samsung 4 gig stick that I pulled out of the file server, and we have the undefined ultra cheap RAM Axle 2 gig stick, which was the only surviving stick out of the two 4 gig sticks that were present in this machine at the time of its decommissioning. Well, recommissioning, actually. I think both sticks were alive and well when I decommissioned the machine, but one apparently just crawled into a hole and died. Anyways, the BIOS is actually correct on the time. We're gonna see that the time in the BIOS is going to be about 6 hours out on the Dell Dimension E310 when we put Linux on there, which is going to be Xubuntu 1604 LTS, supported for 5 years from its release day. So we still have about 2 3/4 years remaining in its support cycle. Once we cross the 2-year threshold, I'm going to go ahead and pull down 1804 LTS, and that's going to be what I'm going to be installing on clients' computers, either by my own choice or if they request such. Anyways, first let me set the boot order to something reasonable. That all the way at the back. Don't know what these two things are doing here. Yeah, hard disk, Windows Boot Manager, then that, the optical drive. Anyways, yeah, let's just put the hard drive first. Exit, save and reset. Yeah. I did enable the guest account on this machine. No passwords are set anywhere, so it's pretty much just plug it in, boot up, and go. One of the speediest boots I've ever seen from a Windows 8.1 install. User welcome. That striping pattern isn't actually happening on my monitor. Hard disk activity LD is solid on, and we're in. Still solid on, okay. Yeah. I mean, we are done here. We are pretty much done with this machine. I mean, I could serve to install a couple utilities on here, such as like Oscillogic's disk defragger. But anyways, we are pretty much done here. So we're going to go ahead and shut this machine down. What do you want the computer to do? Shut down. And of course, Windows 8.1 blanks the screen whilst the machine's still powered up. And there we go. All that's left to do with this machine is for me to first verify that I haven't ran over any cables. Second, disconnect this machine and move on to the next. Okay, this is the second machine. This is an HP NV14 Beats Edition laptop model 14-1260 SE. This thing has a slot loading optical drive, which is actually pretty unique on a laptop that isn't a MacBook of some issue or another. Anyways, first thing we're going to do is we're going to power this up. We're going to stick the disc in. Okay, it says no bootable device. Press any key. We're going to hit enter for that matter. Disk is spinning up. And here we go. Now I know I could have done a sysprep generalization, taken an image of the disk and popped it on this machine, but yeah, anyway, just done the generalization option and whatnot. Yeah, anyways, fun fact, I'm actually powering this machine with a Dell power adapter. And that's probably the power adapter I'm going to sell this computer with. Dell power adapter. Also, anyways, still waiting on this freaking thing to hurry up and do something. Yes, I do know that yes, I do acknowledge that the keyboard on this machine is trash. It is bent. Keys are inconsistent. Keys are missing. Keys are torn up. All that jazz. So, yeah, anyways, as I said, I'm waiting on a replacement keyboard, probably coming out of a different country. Okay, let's go. I don't hear any activity from the optical drive. There we go. It was probably preloading files into RAM. Alright, here we go. First thing it's going to do is start setup, then right after that it's going to ask me for my product key. Hold on. Yeah, found the problem. Apparently I need to turn caps lock on whilst I punch the product key in. I want to go find a person at Microsoft that thought that was a great freaking idea and go power dump them into a brick wall. There, rant over. There. Great freaking job, Microsoft. Anyways, I'll be back when this finishes.